Is it possible to keep the commandments and still not please Jehovah? Is that possible? Oh, yeah. Because if you're mixing, if you're adding traditions to the commandments and requiring people to keep those traditions, then you're destroying the commands. And remember something, because see, this is one of the things that people got really confused about, especially Christians. Christians are confused about the fact that, you know, when Yeshua came along and Paul afterwards, that they actually did away with the commands because of how Yeshua responded to the Pharisees and how Paul, who on his road to Damascus was confronted by the Almighty, whereas he converted. But what they failed to realize is that Yeshua had already spoken to the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the scribes, and he says to them, listen, Moses gave you the commandments, but none of you are keeping them. So if they weren't keeping the commandments, then what were they keeping? Because obviously they were going to the feast, right? They were doing the Sabbath thing in the synagogue, but they had added all of these Jewish traditions to the commandments and therefore destroyed the commands, which was a violation of the command not to add to and not to take away. So the moment you add, and I gave the illustration in one place, is that if I'm the person who's sending you with a message, and I give you 5 words, it's simply 5 words that from the time you leave me to the destination and the person that you're supposed to speak this message to, there's 5 words. That's it. They don't require translations. By the time that messenger get there, if there's 6 words, is that the message? No. What if there's only 4 words? Is that the message? No. It's that simple. To add or take away destroys the message. And this is one of the reasons why we guard that door, to keep all those traditions out of here. Because what many people don't realize is that if I'm standing here teaching and I'm putting a prayer shawl on and I'm doing these things that Jewish people do, and I'm not, even though I say it's tradition, the fact that it's incorporated in the service and you've come to learn the truth in this place, then you're going to learn not only about what you hear, but by what you see. Because most of you, if you're honest with yourself, much of what you believe has been taught to you from what you have witnessed. How do you think people learn how to do the Holy Ghost dance? You think they was at home practicing the Holy Ghost? How did they know what to practice? Right? How do you think some preachers learn how to preach? Watching other preachers. Ha! Where'd that come from? Jesus didn't do that. I don't remember Jesus ha-haing. Right? I was watching a guy the other day, he was there, and the Lord, ha! And he said, ha! And he told me, ha! And it's like, what is this foolishness? See, that folks say, you mocking preaching. I'm not mocking preaching. I'm mocking traditions that have nothing to do with preaching. And young preachers coming up thinking that's how to preach. Because I used to be in the mirror. Oh, look, I'm screaming now. I used to be in the mirror. Ha! And I said, I can't do this. I can't do this, man. They just got to accept me for what it is. They said, you don't preach like the rest of the preachers. Yeah, I know. And I used to be bothered by that. But I'm not bothered anymore. Because now I look at the things that I used to covet and say, that was just lies. Well, how is that a lie? Because if I'm watching this and calling it preaching, While the preachers are teaching, people are doing this. But soon as they get there, ha! Folks start, get one of them numbers. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, he preaching now. Right.
For more information, visit www.arthurbaileyministries.com or call 888-899-1479. This program is made possible through financial contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.